If you're a man that's feeling lonely in your 20s, then don't worry. I'm here to tell you that there is a reason for that, and it is greater than you think. The reason a lot of you guys feel lonely in your 20s is because you have no one to relate to. Let me explain that. Listen, you have a growth mindset, and in your day to day job, you surround yourself with people who are not like minded at all. They don't care about growing, they don't care about elevating their finances, focusing on a business, focusing on elevating their mind, their body, and their spirit. They care about Netflix. They care about the PS5. They care about Valorant, Marvel Rivals, the latest shows. That's what they care about. You don't care about those things. This is the reason you feel lonely in your 20s. There's no one that you come across who actually really cares about those types of things. The average person you come across cares about the BS, drinking, smoking weed every day, partying all weekend. That's what they care about. They don't care about starting that business. They don't care about working out. They don't care about getting their mind and their body right. Look, and I used to be like that as well until I also awakened myself. I remember, look, I had these friends. I had those friends who would just drink and party all the time. And my life didn't get better until I distanced myself from that circle of people. And yours won't either until you do the same exact thing. If you don't, you will be influenced by these people. I'm telling you. And I will say this every time this topic comes up. You will be just like the people you're around. And if you're not just like them, your potential still gets held back. Why? Because these are the people that you surround yourself with, like more so than anyone else. And unfortunately, these are the average people in our society, the people that we see every single day, whether it's in our regular friend circle or at your place of employment. Losers. The reason you feel lonely in your 20s is because you have no relatability to these people and you don't want that. You want to keep that growth mindset. You want to have the mindset to elevate your finances, to focus on that 6 to 7 figure business. That's the mindset that you want. But because so many people lack that, so many people are complacent, so many people are fine with being on the bottom line, you feel lonely. But that's the best part about it. You feel lonely in a crowd of people don't who doesn't want to elevate themselves. We need the bottom line. We need those DoorDash drivers. We need those Uber Eats. We need that. I love it. We need that shit. But you don't want to be in that position, especially after you realize how this world really is. When you realize how important building a foundation truly is, how important finances are. That is why you feel lonely in your 20s. Keep that mindset. You will meet people eventually who has the same mindset as yours, and your life will be better for it. It's better to be alone right now and to grind it out, to focus on the things that are actually important than it is to be around those people, because you will be just like them. Your life will be nowhere. If anything, you'll be in the same position 5 to 10 years later. I guarantee it. I guarantee those people who talk about nothing but Netflix, Marvel Rivals, smokes weed all day, drinks on the weekend, parties on the weekend, they'll be in the same position 5 to 10 years later, talking about the same thing, maybe a different video game. That might be the only change of conversation. I guarantee, I promise you. You don't want to be like that. Avoid it. I remember when I worked at Walmart, this is the position that you can possibly find yourself in. Look, about 4 years ago, I was working at Walmart, just got hired. Back then, they were paying about 15 an hour. There was some guy who talked about BS all day, who I used to just talk to just because, like, just to pass the time by. But he worked there for about 15 years. I asked him how much was he getting paid. And look, this guy does nothing but talk about BS all day. How much was he getting paid? 15 years, by the way. He said 15 an hour. The same as me, the newcomer. No elevation. No mindset to actually rise up to anything else. He was okay with that. If you want to relate yourself to people who are around you just to not feel alone, You'll be just like that guy, making the same amount of money, working at the same company for 15 years. And trust me, it's okay to work at a company if you at least elevate yourself, if you at least go for better positions to like rise to the top. But to be in the same position for 15 years, the only recognition they have is knowing your fucking name, maybe your birthday if you're lucky. Don't put yourself in that position. It's not worth it. You don't want to be that guy working at the same company for 20 plus years with no good legacy. Build a foundation now. Keep that growth mindset. Build your mind up, your body, your spirit. Build your finances. Focus on the things that are important. Distance yourself from the people who don't want that for themselves. They have their friends. You don't want to be on the bottom line. You don't be my DoorDash driver, bro. Don't deliver my Uber Eats. I love the company. They provide a great service. I love that. But don't put yourself in the position to have to rely on something like that. If you have a growth mindset, if you actually care about your future, build your foundation now. Build it today. Focus on it today. Every day. You don't have to relate to these Dorito eating motherfuckers. You don't have to talk about Valorant or Marvel Rivals or the latest Netflix show. I guarantee you, those people can't even stand to look at themselves in the mirror. They're not proud of what they see. Yeah, they have people to talk to. And I bet they're not satisfied when they leave the conversation. Or maybe they are. I don't know. I don't have that mindset. Maybe that's just what they want. But I would just imagine that as a I would just imagine that as a man, you don't want that for yourself. But guys, don't put yourself in that position. Rise above that. Elevate yourself, your life, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Believe in you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep it going.